Like
yeah, Greymon X come off the ban list.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, Dan, make your case for Greymon X. I'll let you talk.
Greymon's bad. Greymon X is good. Come off the ban list. That's it. The end. That's
not a good argument.
I think
it's a great argument.
It's so funny.
Greymon is all right. I'll break it down more. Greymon in today's game is too slow to interact with like the game it is right now. Numa is such a fast deck. Magna X can get there pretty quickly, honestly, most times. And any other top deck, right? Mirage. Imperial could just pop off super fast, super easy. Like all these decks are like so fast in today's game in comparison to Greymon. Greymon, back then it made sense to hit Greymon X because it made things so quick and fast in comparison to everything else. But everything else has caught up to that speed, like including like where Anubis was like, you know, top tier when it was at 4 of like you got into that deck you got to Anubis pretty fast in your normal stack going on. Greymon, you need usually a double rookie, double champion, double ultimate, and you know, whatever level 6 you have or something at times. And the Greymon X protection is not even that bad because it's only a once per turn thing. You have to, you know, tuck the X antibody into your deck to get a protection. Today's game, you get popped twice in a turn, no problem. You know what I'm saying? The way the game works. So I could definitely see Greymon X coming back. There's so many decks that can go into their low 5s for 1 or free at times. So it makes
Yellow
sense
vaccine.
to
They plus memory, okay?
Yeah, they plus memory. We're not plussing at Greymon. We're just, you know, we're just trying to stay even.
We're using
you know what I'm
every
saying?
memory to our advantage.
Yeah, so like it's not like, and I don't even think with Greymon X at 4, I don't even think that deck becomes broken or anything. It just becomes a viable option because the deck is not even like viable. Like I think like War Greymon can do something at times depending on how like crazy Magna X were. Let's say if Numa wasn't in the picture per se. That could be a good counter because you could just raid into it. You could go easy 15, 16 to 18k, no problem. But like besides that, like if you don't even get there, it don't even matter at times. You know what I'm saying?
Let's put it in perspective. Greymon X with the cost reduction, comboed with obviously like our training boost, letting you go into BT8 Metal Gray. You get a D-Digivolve.
But I want to cut you off right there. It's hard to even play training boosts and memory boosts right now in Greymon because
in that deck because
they're dual, like the dual black tie.
You have to pick your poison.
Yes. Yep.
Because you have to play it. What do you want to see more? Greymon X or black tie?
You have to play the training boost because that deck desperatly needs it because everything is a decently costed, Evo cost.
Yep.
Without that Gray X, you know, all your Metal Greymons are either 3 or 4 cost at the moment, and you know, and
you only have one that the BT8 one is 4. All the other ones are 3.
Right. That's why I said 3 or 4.
But the so training with Greymon X gets you into a Metal Greymon for 1. D-Digivolve pop, Metal Gray X, maybe you're running Cool Boy, obviously you should be running Cool Boy, gain a memory. And hopefully you can keep turn. If you have another training boost, you can go into a black or gray. Like that's just great for today's game. Like back then, like that was already good. And then it kind of got worse over time because like other decks outsped it. But can you imagine like, I'm not, again, you know, we're not saying it's going to be like tier 1 or anything, but being able to do that and then like swing over a Numamon board, because Numamon's entire thing is that like nothing is suspended, right? Everything is either if they swing, they're dying. So
that's the goal at least.
I personally, Dan thinks it would be like a tier 2 deck. I honestly think it'd be like end of tier 2, first tier 3 deck. I don't even think that getting Greymon X back would make that deck like insane. I think it would just make it a lot better.
It just lets it compete and trade blows. Like I'm saying, like I think it could be good into Numamon if you're somehow able to see everything that you need to see, you know, like that's a tough part. But the good thing about getting Greymon X back to 4 would also be that you can finally run black-based Greymon, because that's the issue with the training boost. You have to run red base because you got red Algo X, red offense training, red egg, red Greymon X. If you were able to run black base, sure, you can still run the BT9 Agu X, but you could also run BT11. You can run the black Poromon eggs. You have this at 4. You can finally search your black ties, and you're just more consistent.
And I'm sorry, if Emissary has not been hit yet, Emissary is a 1 cost to Digivolve into something in your security stack.
Into a potential level
For
6.
And mind you, without paying the cost. It Digivolves 1 into something from your security without paying the cost. Odds are you're fucking stacking your security in that deck, and then you're Digivolving for free for one cost into a level, and not from a champion to an ultimate. You could go into a fucking mega for 1.
Yep.
And then you recover 1 if you have TK. Which you fucking do.
And gain more memory sometimes.
Yeah. Like I understand when it was hit, it was necessary, I think. But we're in a format where you can literally print memory. You can literally I mean, and like I'm trying not to be biased here. Like I play Imperial. There are turns where I can start my turn with like 3 memory and end up at like fucking 7, bro. Like you can pull easily, off. Yeah. Like I can keep comboing sometimes and keep gaining memory back from DNA, from doing what the deck is meant to do, which is just DNA Digivolve and stun your opponent. I can actually continue gaining.
Yeah.
If I remove an ace off the board, I guarantee I win the game every fucking turn. Like if I can get rid of an ace, it's on the it's ridiculous. So like, I mean, fucking vaccine armor, bro. like Mirage fucking, I mean, obviously everyone knows that deck can print memory, and also people are saying that deck should be hit, so like I won't talk too much about it as like an excuse why Greymon X should come off, but I'm just fucking saying. Like,
so here's my card that should come off the ban list. This one's gonna be a little bit, might be a little bit controversial.
You wanna say Just Sylphie?
No, I'm done with yellow decks.
Oh, okay. Let me see where you go with this, because I got a couple others too.
I have a couple others as well.
Anubismon.
I don't know.
So, all right. So here's my reasoning, right? So Bandai's reason for hitting it: high board retention and control due to continuous play and removal effects, which greatly improves consistency and speed of the deck when combined with several other existing cards. There are very few deck types that can handle this speed, and currently this card reduces the space for choosing other decks themes with similar board expansion effects, limiting the blah, 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 blah. Isn't that what Numamon does? Isn't Numamon like Anubismon from the hand?
I think that Numamon is also a problem.
I'm not okay. So I know some people are gonna be like, you don't unhit like one broken like design card to combat like another like broken deck. But I'm just saying, like, in a theoretical world, like what Anubismon was capable of doing, right, is that board control. This deck, what do you think like Anubismon does against like Magna X? Like they can board spam, sure. They also can generate a ton of memory, but like it probably should be a 50-50 matchup, because you basically in general spit out 3 bodies a turn with Anubismon. So in general, you can have 4 attacks. But against like a Magna X, you swing, so you block 1, and you swing another 1, security is removed, you unsuspend, so you can basically block 2 attacks. So you effectively have 2 viable attacks against Magna X. But then you bring this deck up against the likes of Numamon, which is like level 5s and the Ukomons and some level 4s, and maybe there's like a Valk sitting on board, and you're just like, all right, cool. Raise Anubismon and just proceed to try to obliterate board. Of course, they're going to have Platinum Numamon, so then, turn could pass, but you also have the memory gaining effects. I'm just saying, like, if there was a card that could combat Numamon, Anubismon is the card to do it.
I think it's a little too soon for a card like Anubis to come.
But it's a good idea.
My pick would honestly probably be like,
I think the whole world would just shift.
Yeah,
I think the whole world will shift to Anubis.
I have 2 picks, honestly. Probably Eismon.
I don't know.
Probably I'd pick Eismon and I'd pick Shoutmon cross forward at this point.
Before we talk about those, I don't know, Dan, because think about it. Anubismon, the only ace you can play reliably is Myotismon. And why are you playing you can play Myotismon to play out your Tamers and play out some other like level 3s that you have, but I don't think like even on the dual colors, I don't think there's any ace that you can reliably play in Anubismon. Grand Kuwaga?
Grand Kuwaga, yeah.
So I guess you could play that for free, right? No, you can play it for 1, but I don't even know what the Grand Kuwaga ace does. So let me look it up real quick.
Suspend 2 Digimon or Tamers, and then you could pop a Tamer that's suspended, and then your opponent's Digimon can't unsuspend on the unsuspend phase. And then when he suspends, you could give his second attack +1.
I think that's fine. I think that's another avenue for the deck to go down. If you either play this for 1, it's not going to have Rush, but it could have Rush because you could use Cerberusmon because it has that new support. I don't know.
Yeah, you're making more case on why it needs to stay at 1. I think it's a fine one of in purple in today's game. I don't think it needs to go anywhere until we get to a point where like it's not relevant. Then it'll probably come back.
Let's see what they hit with Numemon, because if they don't hit the right cards, then I feel like Anubismon should come off the list.
Let's see what Mike says about a specific card, because I actually don't disagree with Eismon.
Both.
So let me see what you see with
both
Cross.
Eismon.
Oh, no,
not both.
Hear me out.
No.
Hear me out.
No.
Hear me out.
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Hear me out. I think that both Eismon can come.
Absolutely not.
No, just let him continue. Can you continue? You keep stopping. Go ahead.
Okay.
And you letting Barney cut you off.
Well, yeah, I'll let him cut me off. So I don't necessarily think right now, in the current game, I don't know if the Eismon combo is that strong current. In my opinion. It's just my opinion.
Hey, Mike. Did you know we're getting a new
Trash 2 is terrible?
Bro, stop, Dan. Stop. Dan, stop. Did you know we're getting a new scatter mode in EX7?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we have 8 scatter modes.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. If you unrestrict both Eismons, you would have 8 scatter modes and 4 Eismon.
Hey, yo, I'm coming back with purple Ogremon Rush, baby.
Bro,
if that was the case.
And I don't actually think that. So like, I know that it sounds fucking crazy. And I understand. I might have to reread the new scatter mode. Honestly, but like
doesn't do much.
But I really don't
unless it's specifically with that deck.
And I also don't really mind. Like, yeah, the Eismon drawing and trashing was really strong. That was, and I'm not saying that wasn't.
That's fine. That should come back. Scatter mode should come back.
You don't think? I think that both could come back.
I think regular Eismon could come back.
I mean, regular Eismon could come back on its own for fucking sure.
No, I disagree, because we're about to get that scatter mode, and then you're running into the same exact issue that we're having with purple decks before.
But there's a difference.
There's such
What's
a
the
big
difference? That it doesn't do the draw 3 trash 2?
That the
exactly that's the biggest difference.
Well, also the power game is card crept because you have to force
past it. You don't even have to, because the Eismon effect is when it's trash and you have a scatter mode and trash, you play it. So like you have a less consistent way of trashing it with the Eismon scatter mode. The other scatter mode, I don't remember what it does, but
you trash one card in your hand, then you may return one Digimon card with the evil Dark Dragon or evil Dragon trade from your trash to your hand.
Right. So I think it's not. I don't think it's as. I think it's as fair with that compared to scatter mode. So I think scatter mode is fine at the one of.
So I would agree with you if Bandai would never print another purple card to do any quantifiable draw X trash X,
which is not happening. Not for
purple. You don't know that. You don't know that.
They're not gonna stop that for purple. Hell no, they're not stopping that.
That's what I'm saying. They're not stopping that.
Yeah.
So why? So okay. So the card. All right. Using BT. This is the reason it was hit. Using BT7 Eismon and BT7 Eismon scatter mode in tandem makes it easier than anticipated to cycle through your deck while playing Digimon to your battle area for free. So on your thought logic, I get it. At this very moment, if scatter mode stays hit, we get the new Eismon, then we get that Eismon back. As long as they never again print any cards that do more than a draw 1 trash 1 per turn. Like if they have another effect, like Lady Devimon, for example, right? Lady Devimon is on Digivolve with draw 3 or draw 2 trash 2. That's fine because it's not on level 4. But we just talked about power creep. They're going to print another purple card at some point in time that on play or on Digivolve or on deletion or some shit is going to do another draw X trash more than one card in hand. And when we get to that point, then do we talk about it again? Should Eismon be hit? Because here's all these cards that pull cards back from trash.
I don't know. So my argument against you right now, Varney, is that you just fucking said that we should let Anubis come off the list, and they fucking use blue.
Yeah.
And they use fucking the blue Marimon, which is literally draw two trash two. Like I don't even want to talk to you because I hate your entire argument right now. Like that is I'm mad at you.
That's a rough one.
So I'll be realistic. Like I don't think Anubis should come off the list. I'm just saying, like, based on the current state of the meta, I'm not disagreeing with Dan, but they're not going to stop printing purple draw trash cards. And I feel like Eismon itself will become a problem later on again. And then they'll possibly have to hit that card again because you can trash 2, trash 3, and then play all of them out.
We'll deal with it.
I'm going to be honest.
That's how ban list works.
I'm going to be honest, bro. How long was Eismon in the game and then it didn't become a problem until Anubis and Apocalypse? The card was
scatter mode, right?
Like
scatter mode, right?
The card was fucking fine.
But no,
like
it wasn't,
even all the Gabumons were fine until they printed
wasn't
Gabumons.
Anubis. It was Apoc. It was Apoc.
Well, I'm saying purple. I'm saying purple decks in general though. Like how long?
Right.
Was it?
It was a stray bullet hit in them trying to slow down Apoc, and instead of bringing cards off the ban list, obviously, we talked about this. They just left it on. So they left on all the Gabus and the Eismon. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say that was my picks. Both Gobbles I think come off with no problem now.
Yes.
Keep scatter mode at 1. I think that's fine. I think you could take off old Eismon for now, and then depending how crazy new scatter mode having 5 and 4, and then maybe some type of champion rush version. If that gets too out of hand too quickly, then that they could just restrict it again and not a problem.
I feel like Bandai is too prideful.
When we say Gabumons, we do not mean Gabumon X and Guru.
No, Gabu X and Guru X stay there. Yeah. But the regular Gabu, the on deletion draw 2 trash one,
the ones
that to come back, and then the Gabumon that was win attack and draw 1 trash one, I think they perfectly come back, no problem. Now, even it helps Garurumon decks, and they could do their little shenanigans, but they'll still be in the same spot anyways, which is irrelevancy. So, I hate
realistically, Garurumon cannot get Guru X back, and it's an unfortunate casualty because then honestly because every purple deck will, even some blue decks,
is doing it.
will play Guru as an engine, and that card. So unless there's no way you can archetype, because that card is already archetype locked. It's if there's Garurumon or X antibody in source, then you gain the memory, but it's unconditional draw 2 trash 2. But even then, you run the entire engine anyways, because the entire engine is a draw trash. So that card is shot design. That card stays nerfed. Gabu X, I'm not.
No, it could stay there. No, I think don't even question it. Stays there.
Yeah, I'm with Dan. I think that stays there.
I'm just saying, if they were to unlimit a card for Guru, Gabu X would be the card to unlimit, because it doesn't have the same draw trash. It's just another search for the deck. The biggest problem is its protection effect.
It's a search for, you grab anything.
Right. So is Algo X.
You're forgetting that it's
limited compared to that.
You're forgetting that it has
it only grabs the Black Tamer, right?
And then it can still play the other.
Correct.
Guru X,
I just mentioned it has the protection, which is why it'll stay hit. But I think if there was a card that Garurumon would get back, it would be Gabu X first. Guru X is just that's one of those cards we know is permanently going to be restricted for its entire lifetime until we get to a point in the game where there's something that's somehow more busted than Guru X.
Right.
And
all right, Michael, now go with your X4 nonsense, because I want to hear this one.
I just think we've hit a point in the game where it's strong.
Remember when you were
I was on that train. I was you cannot ever remove this card. And I was there for a while, and I'm still kind of iffy. I think that I'd be okay with it coming back. Even if it's not at 4, I think it can come back at a higher number. But also, I don't know what nonsense they're about the fucking print and the cross set.
They're dropping cross stuff.
Yeah.
No, just cross needs to stay away.
I don't know what nonsense they're about the print. So I guess I'll bite my tongue on that. But I think again, it's a card where currently I don't think that cross 4 would be too crazy.
So it's definitely like something sticky because like Mervamon, for example, like Mervamon spitting out 2 cross 4s and then going like a whole bunch of shenanigans, like it makes that like a lot more powerful. But then the question becomes like, how relevant is that deck in today's day and age that like that actually matters?
What the
Crossform
fuck?
will make it matter. I think Crossform will make it 100% matter in today's game.
I don't
Against Numamon?
think
100%.
so.
You just keep swinging out. You keep drawing, you keep swinging, you keep doing everything.
I think it's
The
really
only thing
good.
is you have to set up the Mikey, but like outside you set up Mikey, then you're good.
Yeah, but you don't remember Cross doesn't have ways to play Tamers for free. So like you're losing tempo to that.
Sure.
You're also forgetting too that cross 4 has to survive the attack in order to activate its end attack. We are in a format where that card can get Valk aced so fucking fast, bro. That is any ace card absolutely shits on cross 4, in my opinion. Like that is a card that it has to survive its end of attack.
Just Vikemon Digivolve.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it has to live through the attack. There is no jamming in cross decks right now. So
yeah, they just have the security minus.
Yes, so it has to live through. Like what the fuck is that deck gonna do against a Magna stack? And like even like what is that deck gonna do against a fast Magna stack like Yellow Vaccine? And what is that deck gonna? And what is that deck gonna do? Because like even if you because they can just like if you Valk ace them and they play like let's say you Edom on them and then they have to swing something blah 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 blah. That doesn't really matter because cross decks can just play from hand. Like they don't have to have a field established as long as they have Tamers established, right? They can just drop things from hand. But even if you do, their board is still a neg 4k or 5k neg 5k. Their board is still neg 5k, which makes that end of attack like it having to survive end of attack even worse. And then it'll get popped.
Make a good point.
And then it'll get popped by a Valk Ace if it takes the security.
Yeah, I'm really with Mike on this one.
And I was on the this card can never come off, but like I feel like the game has moved past it. Like I don't think it matters. That is
Panzer's gonna have words for you because he's gonna say, "See, Mike, I told you so."
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get yelled at. But like here's the weird thing. I can change my opinion. I can admit when I'm wrong, and I'm wrong. I was wrong. Like I mean, I don't think I was wrong 2 sets ago when it was last brought up, or a set ago when it was last brought up.
14.
Like I don't think I was wrong then. I don't think I was wrong in BT15 meta. I think the card that it would have been really strong in BT15. I mean, sure you could have got like Mega Gargote or something then, but like
I think so. Going back to like that Kukuro's comment from earlier that like ace cards are like an unhealthy mechanic, blah blah blah, whatnot, and so forth. I actually think because of ace cards, it makes it easier to deal with a deck like Cross Hearts. The problem is with the deck like Numamon,
bro,
because they can just so easily remove your potential, your body that can ace, is what makes that deck like that plus Ukomon, so speed plus removal, you know?
Mm-hmm. I didn't even bring up Grand Kuwaga Ace. Suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, and then delete your.
That's what purple green, right?
Yeah, and then you delete one of their Tamers that are suspended. Like I didn't even bring that up against Cross 4. Like
there's more Tamer hate in today's game.
You Cross 4 me and then I delete your Tamer that you were gonna unsuspend. Okay. Have fun, pussy.
All right. You make a good point.
Yeah.
I'm with Mike. I agree.
I'd say tie just because BT19 is coming around the corner and BT19 is probably going to drop something that could be potentially make it break.
I'll bite my tongue because I don't know what kind of bullshit they're about to drop. But currently in the current game, I think that card could come.
When they drop an ace, when they drop a blast Digicross, I'll be sick.
So we were talking about that. Someone, I think Peter, our world champion, Peter, he asked, do we think we're going to get dual colored eggs first or champion aces?
Yeah.
And
that's probably a topic for another day.
No, I want
to save that for another day.
But I mean, you could even leave it as a poll question or something if you want, like whatever you feel like doing. But like, I think in my heart, currently in the current game, don't shoot the messenger. Currently in BT16, not even EX6 format, cross format.